The Super Bowl matchup is set. The Kansas City Chiefs against the Philadelphia Eagles, and you know the world's going to be watching. From the snow here in Syracuse to the blue skies here in Phoenix, welcome to Super Bowl 57. Eagles edge rusher Haason Reddick's storybook rise to stardom is an unconventional one. From playing just 4 games in the final 2 seasons of high school due to injury, to playing football at Temple University and wearing red as a walk-on. The script has never been pretty, but for Haason, giving up was never an option. Chiefs, Eagles, but let's talk about this Arizona community. Last hosted a Super Bowl in 2015, so how would they respond? They have it here in 2023. I took a trip down the streets of Arizona, and what did I see beyond the fanfare? Colors. Vibrance, because blue blood this, blue blood that. Duke is number 10 in the country, so with Syracuse men's lack sitting at 3-4 and 0-4 against ranked opponents this season, could the Orange lasso their way back in the win column? And although Mackenzie's passion is clearly hockey, a sport that's often watched through a screen, his love is creating on one. So Syracuse fails to sweep Virginia Tech. It would have been the first sweep over the Hokies in 8 years. But now the Orange return home just 2 days later. What's the phrase, no rest for the weary? Take out the Tech and you're left with Virginia. Alex, coming up on sports, we're talking about March. Yes, we are. Was it Cinderella that ruined the day for yesterday's Sweet 16 matchups, or did Goliath down David? Find out on the other side. During the regular season, the Chiefs' offensive line allowed the 3rd fewest sacks in the NFL, thanks large in part to left tackle Orlando Brown Jr., who only surrendered 4. And it makes sense. Just 5 seasons into his career, Brown's resume reads success and gifted from top to bottom. But his journey is far from a perfect one.
I think the main thing that he instilled in me was just to continue to stay the course, no matter what happens, what goes on. And I think that's something that he instilled in me from day one that really has allowed me to get to this point.
Brown's dad, Orlando Brown Sr., was found dead back in 2011 of diabetic ketoacidosis, common among diabetics and caused by high blood sugar and lack of insulin. The 9-year NFL vet, nicknamed Zeus because of his 6'7", 360-pound frame, was just 40 years old. Even with the sudden shock of losing his dad at 15, Brown chose the route of living by his father's example.
I love you so much, Daddy. Let's go, dog.
Not having a dad after the age of 15 was very tough for me. And, you know, now having a son that's 2 years old, looking at him every day, seeing the way that he's continuing to grow, and thinking back on, you know, obviously the time missed that you can't get back. And, man, it's so beautiful to be a father.
Man, I mean, Orlando is, you know, such an incredible individual, you know, outside of football, and then you get him inside the locker room, and he's just a, you know, incredible personality.
Go, man. Hey, play for each other.
You know, a guy that truly has a special sort of energy.
Especially OB, man. He works hard at his craft, man, and every single day. I've been watching him ever since I got here. He's one of the guys that kind of brought me underneath their wing.
His dad paved the way for him, and he's paving his own path, his own future. What's amazing is that, you know, his son, they call him Butter. So cute, man, and I can't wait to see him grow up.
I hope to instill, you know, mental toughness. I hope to instill joy, and, you know, someone that is, you know, super motivated from within, that's very confident in who he is, and, you know, really making sure he doesn't make the same mistakes I did.
Cameron Ezeir.
Oh, let's go.
Newhouse Sports. Syracuse club baseball is filled with a bevy of uncovered talent and untold stories. Meet Harshal Desai, a senior and leader on the team.
Okay, so we'll do backhands and then glove sides. I actually tried out my sophomore year, and I made the team then. Freshman year, I didn't know about it, and then sophomore year, one of my buddies was like, yo, you should try out, and I was like, all right, let's do it.
Now 3 years later, Desai is the acting vice president and willing to take a vocal jump for the team.
Yes, sir.
I think having that leadership role and being a catcher go hand in hand. You know what's going on. The players like to listen to you, and you already have that connection with the underclassmen.
How's your arm feeling?
Not good.
Fantastic.
And in terms of underclassmen, freshman Alex Cordner is one that appreciates Harshal's leadership role from an up-close perspective.
Whenever anybody needs anything, he's always there, so he's a big help, and he's really been helpful to me adjusting to college and obviously the baseball team too.
Although Harshall's calling is the game of baseball, graduation in a few weeks marks an end to his club baseball career at SU. In fact, just last Tuesday, the team voted in a new vice president to assume Desai's position next season. So Harshall's baseball career is over at Syracuse. Moving forward, well, it's a lot like his career aspirations, up in the air. And by up in the air, I literally mean up in the air.
So what is it, just one rod? That's it. So you do this rod, check your weight now, right? Together.
Harshall is an aerospace engineering major, so building planes like these is nothing new to the senior.
We started in the beginning of the semester. We're getting there. We did some test flights and we changed our design like 3 or 4 times. So hopefully this is our last design. We'll go from there.
I've always been fascinated with planes, and actually I chose this career since 8th grade. Haven't changed since, so here I am. I'm actually a private pilot also, so that's another reason why I'm here.
But what about baseball in the future?
I'm not ready to let it go, but unfortunately I'm going to have to. It's time to move on to a new chapter.
Well, even with that in mind, the prospect of sticking by this team is still in the cards.
I might be here back for grad school, so might have a chance to coach these guys next year.
So wherever Harshall ends up, the senior is just further proof that the individuals on SU Club Baseball have talents beyond just swinging a bat. Cameron Ezeir, NCC News.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
It's March and the Orange are dancing. Welcome into sports. I'm Cameron Ezeir. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, wait, my NCAA tournament brackets on both the men's and women's side don't have Syracuse in the Sweet 16 or even dating back to the round of 64. Well, that's because SU is in the WNIT. Still the postseason, but one peg down from the big dance. But don't tell first-year head coach Felicia Leggett-Jack that there's a difference. Syracuse after winning in round 1 against Kent State earlier this week, and also validation that I'm not the only one that dances like that. Love the moves, respect to Coach Jack. And after downing Seton Hall in the second round and nabbing a 20-win season for the first time in 4 years, tonight could lead to another Coach Jack dance fest, maybe the Orange breaking out another Drake classic. Syracuse and Columbia in the Big Apple starting at 7 in what they call the Super 16, pretty much the Sweet 16. Columbia's Abby Sue leads the Ivy League in scoring with nearly 18 a game, while Syracuse's Deasia Fair has scored in double figures, get this, in 32 straight contests. Speaking of Fair, a player that ranks top 25 in the country in scoring, around 20 a game, she is coming back to the Hill for year number 5 and year number 2 with the Orange. Yesterday evening, the Rochester native posted a message on her Instagram reading, "Who would have thought that this quote-unquote fair journey of mine would have brought me this far? I never thought that I would end up playing at Syracuse University, leaving Buffalo, playing not just 1, 2, 3, or 4 years under Coach Jack, but who would have thought that I would play a 5th? Orange Nation, I'm back." One Q's point guard coming back, another on his way out. After 4 years and over 120 consecutive starts for the Orange, Joe Girard III is declaring for the 2023 NBA draft, but doing so while maintaining his 5th year of eligibility. Now here comes the surprise to many. JG3 announced earlier today that he is also entering his name into the transfer portal. This statement comes from Girard's Twitter saying, "From the time I was a little kid, I've been committed with a relentless pursuit to play the game of basketball at the highest level. That said, I will also be entering the transfer portal. I want to express my utmost gratitude to my family, Coach Boeheim, and Orange Nation for the past 4 seasons." Wow, players returning and leaving is madness worthy of this month, but none compares to the NCAA tourney. You thought we weren't covering the true madness of March? Sweet 16 on the men's side in Vegas and New York City yesterday. Let's roll through it in quick succession. Michigan State, Kansas State, this one went into overtime. Marquise Noel, all 5'8" of him, an NCAA record 19 assists. K-State to the Elite 8. FAU, get your Cinderella slippers on, a 9 9 seed. They defeat the Tennessee Volunteers. Although the Vols made it tough, FAU would close things out on this bucket. First time they've ever made an Elite Eight. They'll play K-State. And after UConn thrashed Arkansas, this was the nightcap. UCLA up by 1 on that Amari Bailey 3. Gonzaga right back at you. Julian Strother sends Gonzaga to its 3rd Elite Eight in the last 4 seasons. So March living up to the hype. That's it for sports. I'm Cameron Ezeir, wishing you more madness in this crazy month of March. Teagan, Ashley, hope your brackets aren't busted too bad.